Good morning, students. I hope you have done your grand mock test well. So let us discuss the paper. Coming to the first question. A body is thrown with some velocity from the ground. Maximum height attained when it is thrown at 60 degrees to the horizontal is 90 meters. So h is given. So you square 60 degrees, right? That means root 3 by 2 whole square. So that's 3 by 4. You square sine square theta by 2g. That means into 2g. This is given as 90 meters. So 3390. Then this is 824. U square becomes 240g. Now I'll use this u square in the second case. What is given? What is the height attained when it is thrown at 30 degrees to the horizontal? So u square sine square theta. That means sine 30 is 1 by 2. So this is 1 by 4 into 2g. U square is 240g divided by g into 4. 4, 6, 24, 0, GG get cancelled. 2, 3, 6, 0. Answer will be 30 meters. Easy question. Option C. Now coming to question number 2. Question number 2. Figure shows the displacement of the particle moving along x-axis as a function of time. So displacement time graph is given. The acceleration of the particle is 0 in the region. I want A to be 0. So I can say that displacement time graph, that means dx by dt, slope of displacement time graph will give velocity. A is 0. That means velocity is constant. Velocity is constant, that means slope is constant. So in this whole curve where slope is constant, see AB slope is constant, CD slope is constant. So AB and CD, 1 and 3 is the correct answer, option B. Now coming to question number 3. A ball weighing 10g hits a hard surface. Ball weighing 10g, weight of the ball is given 10g, hits a hard surface vertically with the speed of 5 meters per second and rebounds with the same speed. So that means it's an elastic collision. The ball remains in contact with the surface for 0.01 seconds. The average force exerted by the surface on the ball. Yeah, so what is given here? So there is a surface and there is a ball. Ball is there. It has been hit to the ground and again it rebounds. It rebounds. Okay. Ball weighing mass is weight is given 10g. So speed is how much here? 5 meters per second. Rebounds with the same speed. Here also it is 5 meters per second. The remaining contact for time is given 0.01 seconds. Clear? The average force exerted by the surface on the ball is, so force is what? Rate of change of momentum, right? dmv by dt. Now what I want here, average force. So momentum is changing, final momentum minus initial momentum. Final momentum is how much? Mass is 10 times velocity, 5 j cap. This is final momentum minus initial momentum. This is 5, or you can say 50 minus j cap divided by time. Time is given 0.01 seconds. So plus 50, 50, 100 j cap. 0.01, right? Divided by, okay, this is 10 gram, not 10 g, it's 10 gram. So 10 gram is what? 10 into 10 power minus 3 kg, right? So here it becomes 10 power minus 2, sorry, plus 2 into 10 power minus 3, because it is given 10 grams. So this is 10 Newton. 10 Newton is the correct answer. So here what you should keep in mind is momentum is a vector quantity. Momentum is a vector quantity. So while subtracting momentum, you should use directions also, or else you'll get wrong answer. Clear? Next, coming to question number 4. A car is moving along a straight horizontal road with a speed v0. If the coefficient of friction between tires in the road is mu, the shorter distance in which the car be stopped. So it's a stopping distance formula. Directly we can apply stopping distance equal to v square by 2 mu g. V square by 2 mu g. How to derive this formula? You can use conservation of work energy theorem. You can use work energy theorem. Initial kinetic energy will be given. This is kinetic energy initial. This is kinetic energy final. Force is friction force. This is S. So total work done equal to change in kinetic energy. Total work done is what? Work done by friction force. Work done by friction force. So F vector dot S vector equal to final kinetic energy 0 minus initial kinetic energy half m v naught whole square. F dot S I'll get here minus because F is this side. Friction force is opposite side of displacement. I'll get minus here. So F is what? Mu mg into S minus equal to half m v naught whole square. M get cancelled. S equal to v naught whole square by 2 mu g. This is stopping distance. Okay. Now coming to question number 5. Question number 5. Electric field in a certain region is given by E is equal to K by x cube I cap, dimension of Kr. See, what is electric field dimension? First, we have to find F vector is equal to Q times of E vector. With this, we can find electric field. Charge, what is dimension of charge? See, this is current, ampere, right? Dimension of charge will be ampere times second, or AT, ampere times T. This is dimension of charge. So force, what is the force? Like M, mass into acceleration, mLT minus 2 divided by charge A into T equal to E. Okay. Now, this is given equal to K by x cube. X cube I'll just take as L cube. I want K dimension. It becomes K will, dimension of K will be equal to M L power 4 A minus 1 T minus 3. M L power 4 A minus 1 T minus 3. Option C. Yeah. Next, coming to question number 6. Question number 6. Which of the following pattern of electrostatic lines of force is not possible? Following patterns of electrostatic line of force is not possible. So all these are electric field given. I need to find which of the following lines of force is not possible. See, if you see electric field lines, they won't coincide, right? They won't coincide. Here, the electric field lines is forming a closed loop. Here, electric field lines are forming a closed loop. Electric field lines won't form a closed loop, whereas magnetic field lines form a closed loop. So option C is not possible. So option C is correct. Question number 7. The center of mass of a system of 3 particles. Center of mass of a system of 3 particles of mass 1 kg, 2 kg, 1 gram, 2 gram, 3 gram is taken as the origin of the coordinate system. The position vector of the 4th particle of mass 4 gram such that the center of mass of the 4 particle system lies at the point 1, 2, 3 is I cap 2 j cap plus 3 cap where alpha is constant. The value of alpha is. Nice question. What is given? Center of mass system of 3 particles of mass 1, 2, 3 is taken as the origin. So there are 3 masses 1, 2, and 3. Center of mass is taken as origin of a coordinate system. So if I just draw a origin here, 3 masses are there and center of mass is at this point. Origin, what is it? 0, 0, 0. That means how much mass is there? 7 kg, right? Total mass 4, 2, and 1. 3, 2, and 3, 2, 1 is 6 kg. Now what is given? The position vector of the fourth particle of mass 4 grams such that the center of mass of the 4 particle system lies at 1, 2, 3 is alpha I cap plus 2j cap plus 3k cap. So position vector of second mass is given how much? 4 gram. What are the coordinates of the 4 gram? Alpha, comma, 2 alpha, comma, 3 alpha. These are the coordinates of the 4 gram mass. Now, what is the center of mass? 1, 2, 3. So x center of mass again, that is m1 x1 60 plus m2 x2 by m1 plus m2. X center of mass is given 1. This is 4 alpha. This is 10. Alpha will be about 10 by 4. So 5 by 2. Option B is correct. So this kind of question seems lengthy, but if you solve just one part, you will get the answer. Next question number 8. 4 charges, 2 coulomb, minus 3 coulomb, minus 4 and 5. Respectively are placed in the 4 corners of a square, which is the following statement is true for the point of intersection of the diagonals. That is at the center of the square they are asking. So 4 charges are there. What are the charges? 2 coulomb, minus 3 coulomb, minus 4 coulomb, and 5 coulomb. If you see sum of charge, 5, 8. Sum of charge at the vertices is 0. That is potential at the center will be 0. Potential will be 0, but electric field. Let us check electric field. So due to 2 coulomb, it will be away. Due to minus 4, it will be towards. Due to 5 coulomb, it will be away. Due to minus 3, it will be towards. So electric field net won't be 0. Option B is correct because net vectors won't cancel out. Net vectors won't cancel out. Coming to question number 9. 2 wires, each of radius. 2 wires, each of radius of cross section r, but different material are connected together end to end in series. If the densities of the charge carriers in the 2 wires and the ratio 1:4, the drift velocity of the electrons in the 2 wires will be the ratio. Drift velocity is what? NEA, EE tau by m. EE tau by m. Okay. This is drift velocity. Now, 2 wires of each of radius of cross section r, but different materials are connected together end to end. So cross section area is same, but area is different. If the density of charge carriers in the 2 wires are in the ratio 1:4, density of charge carriers, that means n1 by n2 is given 1/4 drift velocity of electrons in the 2 wires in the ratio. So this formula won't be valid here. You can use current formula because both are in series, so current will be same. Current is same means current in first wire will be equal to current in second wire. Current in first wire N1 E A VD1 should be equal to N2 E A VD2. Radius is same, so area will be same. Electric field is also same. So what they want, drift velocity of 1 by drift velocity of 2 will be equal to N2 by N1. That means 4 by 1. Option C. Coming to question number 10. a stone is projected vertically up to reach maximum height h. The ratio of its kinetic energy to potential energy at the height 4h by 5. Maximum height is given h. What I want, potential energy, the ratio of its kinetic energy to potential energy at a height 4h by 5. 4h by 5. Okay, so how to solve this? I need to find velocity first. So I can write half m, that's a v here. V square is equal to mgh. M get cancelled, v is equal to root over 2gh. So with this velocity is what thrown, right? So velocity here, again I will use conservation of energy at point A and B. So I can write here half m v square plus 0 should be equal to half m v dash whole square plus mgh. H is how much? 4h by 5. So directly we can write half m square is mgh, half m square is mgh. Then we can use this here because half m square is mgh, right? So here we can write mgh. So what they want? Potential energy by kinetic energy. So you can multiply, divide. Get cancelled. The ratio of kinetic energy to potential energy. Here kinetic energy and potential energy. That means half m v dash whole square by mg 4h by 5. This is what they want. So I'll just divide the whole equation by mg 4h by 5. mg 4h by 5. mg 4h by 5. Cancel out, this becomes 1. Here, this is what I want. Here, what will happen? mgh will cancel. This becomes 5 by 4. 5 by 4, this is minus 1. It should be 1 by 4. 5 by 4 minus 1 is 1 by 4. Clear? Question number 10. Nice question. This kind of question we can expect where they are asking from case 1 and case 2. Now coming to question number 11. Question number 11, the potential difference between x and y in volts is, they want potential difference between x and y. Potential difference will be there, potential difference won't be 0 because it is not a Wheatstone bridge. 2 by 3 is not equal to 3 by 2, it's not a Wheatstone bridge, so potential difference will be there. How do you find the potential difference? You can use Kirchhoff's law. Yeah, or else you can solve like this. You can find the current. Current will be half, right? This is also 6. Sorry, this is also 5. This is also 5. So current will be how much? 1 ampere this side. This side is also 1 ampere. Okay. So let us say this point is C. This point is C. So I can write Vx minus Vc equal to I into R. Correct? V is equal to IR for this 2 ohm resistor. Similarly, for this Vy minus Vc equal to I into R. So what I want, potential difference x and y. So just subtract. This becomes plus. Between x and y, right? So Vx minus Vy plus this cancel, it's minus 1. That is Vy minus Vx will be 1. Option A is correct. Okay. Next, question number 12. Question number 12. Internal resistance of primary cell depends on Internal resistance depends on what? The nature of electrolyte. Yes. See, internal resistance in the cell is basically due to the electrolyte. Basically due to the electrolyte. Whenever inside the electrolyte, electron travels from one point to another, it applies some kind of resistance for the flow of electron. That resistance is internal resistance. So yes, nature of electrolyte, area of the plates immersed in the electrolyte. Yes, concentration of electrolyte and distance from the plates. Higher the distance, it becomes more the resistance. So all the above. Now question number 13. The kinetic energy is increased by 300%, momentum will increase by. A very common question. Kinetic energy is increased by 300%, the momentum will be increased by. So kinetic energy is what? P square by 2. Increased by 300%. That means kinetic energy 2 minus kinetic energy 1 by kinetic energy 1 equal to 300 by 100. Okay, so this becomes Ke2 by Ke1 minus 1 equal to 3. So Ke2 by Ke1 becomes 4. Now Ke2 by Ke1, if you do, this P2 P1 whole square, 2 and 2 will get cancelled. This becomes P2 by P1 whole square. So P2 by P1 whole square, this becomes 4. 4 root becomes 2. So P2 by P1 equal to 2. That is P2 minus P1 into 100. What do you want? The momentum will increase by. You want P2 minus P1 by P1 into 100. P2 is what? Twice of P1. So answer will be 200%. Sorry, 100%. Twice of P1 minus P1 is P1. P1 will get cancelled. We'll get 100%. Question 14. Question number 14. A bomb is initially at rest explodes by itself into 3 equal mass fragments. Fine. The velocities of 2 fragments are given. Velocity of third fragment. See, net velocity should be 0, right? Because initial momentum of the bomb is 0. Initial velocity is 0, so net velocity should also be 0. Fine. So let us say first mass has, or I can write like this: m v1 vector plus m v2 vector should be equal to m v3 vector. Okay. That means after explosion, the sum of the momentum should be equal to the third momentum, so that cancel out each other. MM will get cancelled. That means V2 vector, V3 vector will be V1 vector plus V2 vector. 3 minus 1, 2, 2 minus 4, minus 2. So V1 vector plus V2 vector, right? Yeah. Opposite of, right? Opposite of, or else I'll draw like this. Let us say this is first momentum, and this is another one. Although these are not perpendicular, but concept is same. These are not perpendicular. Both the momentums are not perpendicular. The same concept. So resultant will be somewhere here, right? This is a resultant. If I add these two, the resultant will be how much? 3 minus 1, 2 I cap, 2 minus 4, minus 2 j. So net momentum should be opposite. Momentum of the third should be opposite of this. That means minus 2 and plus 2. Minus 2 I cap plus 2 j cap. This is the resultant of two components. Third momentum should be opposite of the resultant, right? So that they cancel out each other. Net is 0. Option C is correct. Clear. Question number 15. Falling charge has maximum frequency of rotation in uniform transverse magnetic field. I want maximum frequency of rotation. Frequency. So first we have to find radius. Radius is what? mv by qb. mv by qb. What are the protons is there? Proton, alpha particle, electron, neutron. Now, time period is what? 2 pi r by v. That means it becomes 2 pi r. R is mv by qb. Cancel 2 pi m by qb. Frequency will become qb by 2 pi m. Now here m by q or q by m. Q by m ratio, whosoever is maximum, frequency will maximum. Q by m ratio. It will be electron, right? Because mass is very, very less for electron. Q by m ratio will be very less. So Q by mass is less, so Q by m ratio will be more, right? So for electron, frequency will also be greater. Mass of electron is very, very less. Q by m ratio will be more. Next. Coming to question 16. The magnetic flux through a circuit of resistance changes by amount delta phi at time delta t. The total quantity of electric charge Q that passes at any point in the circuit at time delta t is represented by charge I want. See, current induced EMF is how much? Minus del phi by del induced EMF, right? V is equal to IR. See, I can write I or del Q by del T into R. R will come this side. This got cancel. So it becomes dq by dr. d5 by dr. d5 by dr 16th. Question number 17. A hollow cylinder open at both ends slides without rotating. Open at both slides without rotating, and then rolls without slipping with the same speed. Ratio of kinetic energy in the two cases. A thin hollow cylinder open at both ends slides without rotating and then rolls without slipping. Slides without rotating means how much? Half mv square. How much? What kinetic energy will have? Only translation kinetic energy will be half mv square, and rolls without slipping with the same speed. That means V is equal to R omega, right? V is equal to R omega. Total kinetic energy will be half m. In second case, total kinetic energy is half mv square plus half I omega square. This is kinetic energy in the second case. This is first case, this is second case. Ratio of kinetic energy, two cases. Here I is what? Mr square. Hollow cylinder, right? It should be Mr square. V is equal to R omega. Omega is equal to V by R. So half mv square plus I is mr square. Omega is what? V by R. That is V square by R square. Cancel. Equal to kinetic energy 2. So half mv square is also half mv square. That means twice of kinetic energy, right? So it should be 1:2. Ke2 is twice, so it should be 1:2. Question number 18. Which of the following statement is true for work done by conservative forces? Work done by conservative forces. What is that? It does not depend on path. Yeah, it is equal to the difference of initial and final potential energy. Yes, it can be recovered completely. Yes, because conservative force, there won't be any loss of energy, right? So it can be recovered completely. Next, question number 19. The equation of wave is given by y is equal to a sine omega x minus k, where omega is angular velocity and v is the linear velocity. Dimension of k is so dimension of k I want, right? I can write y is equal to a sine omega x by v minus omega k. See, this whole dimension should be, this whole quantity should be dimensionless. This whole quantity should be dimensionless. Here, that means a dimension of k should be equal to dimension of omega r. K should be what? 1 by omega. In dimensions, in dimensions, then only this becomes dimensionless. Okay. See, theta is a dimensionless quantity, right? Sine theta, na? So this should also be a dimensionless quantity. So whatever dimension is omega is having, if k is having 1 by of that dimension, it will cancel out. So it becomes a dimensionless quantity. So time period is what? 2 pi by omega. That means k dimension will be t. Option B. Coming to question number 20. Magnetic field at a point O will be. Easy question. Magnetic field at point O they are asking, right? So this we have to consider as a semi-infinite wire, and this will also be a semi-infinite wire. Yeah. So for this, what is semi-infinite wire? Magnetic field due to semi-infinite. That is, so this is A. This is B. This is BC curve. This is CD. So B net will be magnetic field due to AB vector plus magnetic field due to BC vector plus magnetic field due to CD vector. So due to AB, semi-infinite. What is magnetic field due to semi-infinite? Magnetic field due to semi-infinite is mu naught I by sine 0 0 sine 91. That is mu naught I by 4 pi. Yeah. So two are semi-infinite. Both have same direction, right? AB and CD. AB is dot. CD is also dot. Both have same dimensions. We can add up, and we should subtract by magnetic field due to this arc. Arc will have cross. Arc will have cross. Semicircular arc. Okay. Add magnetic field due to AB and CD, then subtract magnetic field due to BC. Check the directions also. Next, question number 21. If the angle of dip at two places are 30 and 45 respectively, then the ratio of horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field at two places, assuming magnitude of total magnetic field of the same, will be. Horizontal component they are asking. What is angle of dip? This is B. This is angle of dip. This is BH. This is B vertical. So this BH1 will be how much? BH1 will be equal to B cos 30. Similarly, BH2 will be equal to B cos 45. They will just want ratio of horizontal, right? And they have given that magnetic field of Earth is same. So cos 30 is sin 60 root 3 by 2 divided by cos 45 is 1 by root. So this becomes cos 30, right? Yes. Yeah, this becomes root 3 by root 2 will go. This is 2, root 2 will cancel. Option A is correct. Coming to question number 22. The moment of inertia of a thin rod of length L about the perpendicular axis through its center is I. Moment of inertia of same rod about an axis passing through one of its ends and perpendicular to the rod will be. So let us say there is a rod. Now moment of inertia of a thin rod of length L about the perpendicular axis passing through the center is I. This is I. I want moment of inertia about this. So you should use what? Parallel axis theorem. ml square by 12 plus md square. D means L by 2. ml square by 12 plus md square. This is L by 2. This is L by 2. Okay, next coming to question number 23. The relation between AC voltage source and time in SI units. V is given. Volt, peak volts, value of peak voltage and frequency will be respectively. Peak voltage and frequency 120 sine and cos. That will be V is equal to 120 divided by 2 into 2 sine theta cos theta is sine 2 theta. Sine 200 pi t. This is 60 sine 200 multiply divide by 2. 2 sine theta cos theta is sine 2 theta. Now it is in perfect form. V is equal to V naught sine omega t. V naught is about 60. Omega is how much? 200 pi. So frequency they are asking. Frequency. So time period is 2 pi by omega. So 2 pi by 200 pi. Cancel. This is 100. Omega is 1 by time period. That means 100. Sorry, frequency is 100, not omega. Omega is 200 pi, right? Frequency is 100. So option D is correct. Coming to question number 24, what is given here? Efficiency of kinetic engine depends upon temperature of sink only. Wrong. Temperature of source and sink. Yes. Depends on the ratio, right? Source and sink. Question number 25. At constant pressure, hydrogen is having temperature of 327 degrees Celsius. Till what temperature it is to be cooled so that the RMS velocity of the molecule becomes half the earlier value. RMS velocity will be equal to root over 3RT by M. 3RT by M. Clear? Now VRMS 1 by VRMS 2 is what? Root over T1 by T2. Now VRMS 2 is given how much? Half the earlier value. VRMS 2 is half. That means 1 by 2 whole square. 1 by 2 whole square equal to T1 by T2. So here temperature should be in Kelvin. First to convert temperature in Kelvin, then you convert again in Celsius. Okay. After converting Celsius, they are asking till what temperature it should be cooled. It should be cooled. That means T2 minus T1. They are asking T2 minus T1. Okay. They are not asking ratio. They are asking T2 minus T1. Next question 26. In an isometric change. Isometric means constant volume. Constant volume, work done is 0. Work done is 0, that means Q is equal to delta U. Easiest question. Question number 27. When a ray of light enters a medium of refractive index mu, it is observed that angle of refraction is half of the angle of incidence. Is then angle of incidence is. A ray of light enters a medium of refractive index mu, it is observed that angle of refraction is half of the angle of incidence. Then the angle of incidence is. Yes, I can use Snell's law. What is Snell's law? Sine I by sine R. R is how much? I given I by 2 equal to mu2 by mu. Mu2 by mu1. Here I can write this as 2I by 2. Na? Sine I can write as 2I by 2. That means 2 sine theta cos theta divided by sine I by 2 equal to mu. This got cancelled. So cos I by 2 will be equal to mu by 2. I will be how much? Twice of cos inverse mu by 2. Option A. Mu by 2. Question number 28. Yeah. Question number 28. The ray of light passes through equatorial prism. Mu is given. Equatorial prism means prism angle is how much? 60 degrees. Mu is given such that angle of incidence is equal to angle of emergence. That means if angle of incidence is equal to angle of emergence, that means this is a minimum deviation condition. And the later is equal to 3/4 of prism angle. The angle of deviation is angle of deviation they're asking. Angle of minimum deviation is what? This becomes 2I minus A. Here once the ray of light passes through equatorial prism, mu is given 1.5 such that angle of incidence is equal to angle of emergence. Yeah, mu of the prism is given 1.5. This is parallel, right? I is equal to E. I is equal to E. Yes. Okay, what is the condition for minimum deviation? I equal to E. R1 is equal to R2. That means R is equal to A by 2. R is equal to A by 2. Such that the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of emergence. Angle of incidence is equal to angle of emergence. Minimum deviation condition. And the later is equal to 3/4 of prism angle. 3/4 of prism angle. Yes, the angle of deviation is later is given. Yeah, so there's a slight mistake in this question. Angle of incidence and angle of emergence is given, and these are equal, and these are equal to 3/4 of angle of prism. 3/4. Angle of prism is 60. 45 degree. I equal to E equal to 45 degree. Clear? Now what they want? Angle of deviation. Angle of deviation is what? I plus E minus A, right? I plus E, this becomes 90 minus A is 60, 30 degree. Option B is correct. Coming to question number 29. Series LCR, R is given 10 ohm, X is given 20 ohm, XC is given 20 ohm. Circuit is supplied by potential V is equal to V0 sin omega t volts. Then power dissipated circuits. Power they are asking. Cos phi we need to find. V0 is given. Power is Vrms into Irms into cos phi. Now XL equal to XC. That means this is a resonating condition. Resonating condition, right? So if it is a resonating condition, cos phi should be 0. Cos phi should be 1. Now Vrms is how much? 10 by root 2 equal to Irms into R. R is given 10. So 10 cancel. Irms will be equal to 1 by root 2. So 10 by root 2 into 1 by root 2. That means 10 by 2, which is 5. Option C is correct. Now, question number 30. Question number 30. What is given? A ratio of coefficient of thermal conductivity of two different materials is 5:3. If the thermal resistance of the rod of same area of this material is same, then what is the ratio of length of this rod? K1 by K2 is given 5/3. If the thermal resistance of the rods of same area of this material is same, thermal resistance is same. What is thermal resistance? L by A1. Thermal resistance is same. Okay, that is 1 by K2 equal to L2 by A2. Same area. Area means this will get cancelled. Then the ratio of the length of this rod. Length of this rod will be K1 by K2, 5/3 only. L1 by L2 will be K1 by K2. So 5/3. Coming to question number 31. A rigid tank contains 35 grams of nitrogen at 6 atm. Mass is given 35 kg of nitrogen at 6 atoms. Sufficient quantity of oxygen is supplied to increase the pressure to 9 atm. Final pressure is given 9 atm. While the temperature remains constant, amount of oxygen supplied to the tank is P total equal to partial pressure due to first gas plus partial pressure due to second gas. We should use this formula. Partial pressure due to first gas plus partial pressure due to second gas. Now coming to question number 32. In YDSE, wavelength of light is given 6000 angstrom. Then the phase difference between the light waves reaching the third bright fringe from the central fringe will be. Phase difference from the central fringe is what? Center fringe phase difference is 0. Phase difference is 0, right? Then the phase difference between the light waves reaching the third bright. What is the phase difference they want? Path difference will be how much? Path difference. Third bright. X equal to what? See, path difference equal to d x by d. Is the general formula. Okay, now for bright, what is the path difference? Path difference for bright equal to n lambda, right? N lambda, that is 0, 1, 2, so on. 0, 1, 2, so on. 0 lambda, 1 lambda, 2 lambda, so n lambda, I'll just put it here. N lambda is equal to d x by d. Or third bright they're asking. So 3 into phase difference they're asking. So path difference for third bright will be 3 into lambda. Phase difference will be 5 by 2 pi equal to path difference by lambda. So it's be 6 pi. This is 3 lambda by lambda. Lambda get cancelled. So phi equal to 2 pi into 3. This becomes 6 pi. Question number 33. A particle is isolating SHM in a line 4 cm long. If the velocity at its main position is 12 cm per second, then its frequency in hertz will be. Velocity is given at its main position. V is equal to 12 cm per second. Frequency in hertz will be. Frequency is what? 1 by time period. Frequency is equal to 1 by time period. Now time period of SHM 2 pi by omega. 2 pi by omega, that means omega by 2 pi. Now how will you find omega? Velocity at mean position is 12 cm per second. So what is velocity at mean position? V is equal to omega root over a square minus x square. X is 0, that means omega a. So 12 is equal to, amplitude will be how much? 2 centimeter. Na? This is 4 centimeters. Amplitude will be 2 centimeters. So omega is 2, 6. So omega will be equal to 6. So frequency will be equal to, this is 6, that means 3 by pi. Option D. See, total is 4 centimeter. This amplitude will be equal to 2 centimeter. Okay, option D. Now coming to question number 34. How much force is required to produce an increase of 0.2% in the length of brass wire of diameter 0.6 millimeter? How much force is required to produce an increase of 0.2% in the length of the brass wire of diameter 0? So here I can write L2 minus L1 by L1. How much force is required to produce an increase of 0.2% of the length of a brass wire of diameter 0.6 millimeter? Young's models of brass wires. Yeah, so we should solve somewhat. Diameter is given 0.6 millimeter, right? Yeah. What is given here? The force F is equal to Young's model is what? Force per area into L by delta. L by delta we can find area, we can find Young's model is given, we can find force. Okay. Next, coming to question number 35. Question number 35. A mass of 10 gram is connected to a massless spring. The time period of a small oscillation is 10 seconds. 10 gram is replaced by 40 gram in the same spring, then the time period will be. Time period is equal to 2 by root over m by k. So I can write T1 by T2 is equal to root over m1 by m. T1 by T2 is equal to root over m1 by m. Clear? M1, M2 is given. Now coming to question number 36. Scent sprayer is based on its will be Bernoulli's theorem. It will be Bernoulli's theorem. Option D. Scent sprayer. Now coming to question 37. Which of the following pairs of nuclei are isotones? Isotones. See, isotones means same number of neutrons. Option A, B is given, C is D is 34 minus 74 equal to 31 minus 70. Option A is correct. Now coming to question 38. Tuning fork produces 4 bits per second with another tuning fork B frequency 288 Hz. If the fork is loaded with the little wax on of beats per second decreases, the frequency of tuning fork A before loading is. Here, tuning fork produces 4 bits per second when another tuning fork P of frequency with another. Okay, so let's say first frequency is given f1 minus f2 mod is given 4. Okay, f2 is given 288 Hz. If the fork is loaded with a little wax of beats per second decreases, the frequency of fork A before loading is. Yeah, so if you add wax, what will happen? Frequency will decrease. Frequency will decrease. Clear? So here number of bits is not given. There's a printing mistake here. Second case also number of bits should be given. Or beats per second decreases, right? Beats per second decreases. Or else we can solve like this. F1 is given, let's say minus 288 equal to 4. Now F1 can be equal to 292. 292. Option C. Next, coming to question 39. Is the fundamental frequency of COP is N? If the fundamental frequency of a COP is N, the next three overtones will be have ratio. COP is closed organ pipe. Fundamental frequency is N, and the next three overtones. Fundamental frequency is N, that means I can write NB by 4L. So V by 4L. V by 4L, right? Which is frequency for closed and vary from 1, 3, 5, 7. Fundamental frequency is N given. Next three will be 3, 5, 7. It's ratio 3, 5, 7. Only odd overtones, odd harmonics are present, right? Next question number 40. If Ne and NH are the number of electrons or holes in a semiconductor heavily doped with phosphorus, then Ne and NH are the number of electrons and holes in a semiconductor heavily doped with phosphorus. Phosphorus is what? Pentavalent. Pentavalent will bring one more electron, right? So number of electrons will be far greater than number of holes. It becomes N-type semiconductor. Question number 41. Question number 41. A wheel of moment of inertia I is given 5 into 10 power minus 3. 5 into 10 power minus 3 kg per meter square. 10 power minus 3 kg meter square. Making revolution 20 revolution per second. Omega is given 20 revolutions, that means 2 pi radians per second. The top needed to stop in 10 seconds. Time is equal to 10 seconds. Final is this initial, right? This final is 0. Torque, how much I need? See, torque is equal to I alpha. Alpha will be how much? But torque is equal to alpha, right? I know. If I know alpha, I can find torque. Alpha you can find, right? V is equal to U plus AT. T is given, initial is given, final is 0. We can find alpha. Once I got alpha, I can use this formula. Okay, to find torque. Coming to question 42. Photolytic effect takes place in element A. The work function is 2.5 electron volts and threshold wavelength is lambda. And another element B is having work function 5 electron volts. Then find out the maximum wavelength that can produce photolytic effect in B. Photolytic effect takes place in element A. Work function of A is given 2.5 electron volts and threshold wavelength is lambda. Work function is what? Hc by lambda naught. Lambda naught is given lambda. Another element B having work function 5 electron volts. Then find the maximum wavelength that can be produced, that can produce photolytic effect in B. Maximum wavelength they want. So let's say this is lambda given, this is Hc lambda 2 I want. Put a ratio, you'll get the answer. 25 2 will get. So I can write this is 2.5 by 5 equal to, this becomes Hc by lambda, right? This is lambda 2 by lambda. 25 250, lambda 2 is equal to lambda by 2. Option A. Can produce photolytic effect. That means Ke max can be 0 also, right? Ke max can be 0. Just this H mu needs to eject the electron. Just it needs to eject the electron. That's all. Now question number 43. What is the ratio of shortest wavelength of Balmer series? Shortest wavelength of Balmer series to the shortest wavelength of the Lyman series. Lyman Balmer. Lyman is what? N lower is equal to 1. Shortest wavelength. That means N upper will be. So as see, Lyman series N lower is equal to 1, right? Balmer series N lower is equal to 2. Now this is N equal to 1. This is N equal to Shortest wavelength energy is what? Hc by lambda. So if electron moves from lower orbital to the higher orbital, highest most orbital, energy will be more. Energy will be more. Lambda will be less. So highest energy is what? That is, and upper should be, and lower is 1 in case of Lyman, and upper should be infinite. Similarly, in Balmer, and lower should be 2 and upper should be infinite. With this, we have to find the ratio of shortest wave in Balmer series. Ratio of wavelengths. How to find? E is equal to H 13.6. Z is equal to 1 by n lower whole square minus n by n upper whole square. E is here Hc by lambda. Hc by lambda. HCS will get cancelled. N upper and n lower, these values are given. Lyman, this one is bar. Now coming to question number 44. Current in the circuit is given as current I want. PN junction question. First, we need to check which PN junction is forward bias, which PN junction is reverse bias. See, this is forward bias, this is reverse bias. A PN junction diode under reverse bias will act as an open circuit. That means current won't flow here. Current will flow only here. If current flows only here, 30 and 20 are in series. Net resistance is 50. Okay. So V is equal to I times R, which is 5. I will be how much? 5 by 50 ampere. Option B should be correct. Coming to question number 45. Two beams of light having intensities I and 4I interfere to produce a fringe pattern on screen. I and 4I interfere to produce a fringe pattern on screen. The phase difference between them is pi by 2 at point A and 2 pi at point B. Find out the difference between the resultant intensities of A and B. Easy question. Resultant intensities A is how much? I1 plus I2, that is 5I. I1 plus I2 plus 2 root over I1 plus root over I2. That is 2I into cos pi by 2. Phase difference is given cos 90. Cos 90, 0. So this is 5I. I is how much? I1 plus I2. Cos 2 pi. Cos 0 is 1. Find the difference between the resultant intensities at A and B. Find out the difference between the resultant intensities. Okay. Resultant intensity, this is now becomes 1 over I. So difference I want, IV minus IT. So it should be 4I. Option D. Coming to question 46. The resistance of wire is R ohm. It is melted and stretched. Stretched questions, how to solve. R is directly proportional to L square. Okay, next, coming to question 47. The accelerated electron would produce electromagnetic waves. Electron is a charge. When a charge is accelerated, it produces electromagnetic waves. Next question 48. Angular speed of an engine wheel making 90 revolutions. Angular speed of an engine wheel making 90 revolutions per minute. Revolutions per minute is given 90 into 2 pi radians per second. 60. 2 to get cancelled, 3 pi. Question number 49. The car of mass 1600 kg negotiates a bank of radius 1 centimeter in a frictionless road. If the banking angle is 45 degree, speed of the car is. Banking angle is given 45 degree, speed of the car. So what kind of, say in this questions you have to find like this. Let's say this is the car. This is mg. This is normal force. Okay. Theta. I'll just draw it clearly. Let us say this is the bank. Angle is theta. Mass is given here. This is m. This is one axis. And there is another axis. Else. So here, this is theta, this is 90, theta, this is theta, theta, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is mg, this one is n, so it's n sine theta, n cos theta. I can write here n sine theta equal to mv square by r, n cos theta equal to mg, tan theta is equal to v square by rg. With this we can find the formula. When friction is not there, only then this formula is valid. V square by rg. Question number 50. Which of the following is a unit of time? Nanosecond. Light is a unit of distance, right? Mental mass. Next. Thank you, students. Paper was very easy. I think you must have attempted minimum of 40 to 42 around. Yes. Thank you.